What's up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today I'm bringing you a long requested video from you guys. You guys really wanted to see some Aatrox gameplay, and if you caught some of my streaming, and I kind of talked about a little bit on Twitter too, my first impressions of Aatrox were not very high. I played a few games with him and just couldn't figure him out. I tried a few different things and then kind of just gave up on him because he just kind of seemed like a fighter, 80 carry kind of thing, and I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. But then I saw actually Kiwi Kid play Aatrox in the LCS, and while his score didn't really reflect Aatrox doing well, I started to understand more the point of him. And the main point, or what makes him special, is he has an AoE knockup on a relatively short cooldown that is a gap closer. He basically has Alistar Pulverize, but ranged. Starting off the game right here, this is just showing why team communication is absolutely critical in solo queue games. Oh, by the way, this is a ranked gold, I think, gold 2, maybe gold 3 going, I think this might have been gold 3 going into 2, I don't remember exactly. This is patch 3.9 though, so it is just the previous patch, but not really much has changed in this scenario here. But I went in, and because it's really kind of douchey that we have both Zach and Aatrox on one team here because their passives are so similar. But that's one other thing to take note of, is that Aatrox and Zach are actually very, very similar. And right there you can see this is something that I take advantage of a lot, and it's that if a jungler is coming to gank and you're already ahead in lane, you can usually use that opportunity to kill your lane opponent, because they'll usually have a false sense of security with their jungler there. I'm about to pick up a third kill here, I believe. Oh right, no, I missed my ult, right? Yeah, and then Lee Sin could have just walked away, and I'm just healing up using my my bloodthirst here, and then his W or whatever. And then he decides to come back in, so I just pop him apart, and then I get away off the skin of my chinny chin chin because of my passive. And so having both Zach and Aatrox on one team is actually pretty ridiculous. I've got just a little bit of jump cuts here and there just to kind of speed up the gameplay, because it was like a 29-minute game or something like that, and I know you guys don't really want to watch a 29 minutes gameplay commentary, so as always, I speed up clips, and I cut through clips that are absolutely useless. I speed up things like me farming just so you can see what I was doing to get to somewhere, because in this game in particular I farm quite a lot on Aatrox just because I want to keep up that snowball. But if I'm just walking from base back to lane or back to another lane, I'll usually just skip through that. What I was saying earlier, Aatrox and Zach share a lot of similarities, okay? Hear me out. They both have a gap closer, while Zach's is much, much higher. They are pretty similar. They both kind of do a knockup. Aatrox is being a little better in my opinion, just because Zach's I think is shorter, but then Zach has his ultimate, which is another knockup that's incredibly good. They both have a range slow. Zach has his Elastic Punch, and Aatrox has his Blades of Torment. I believe that's what it's called, the one where he shoots out the triangle blade, so it's slow. They both have ridiculous sustain. Aatrox gets his sustain through his W, and then generally you build a little bit of lifesteal on him. And then Zach has it through his passive, which, if you don't understand how his passive works, you use 4% of your current health, and then when you pick up the Bloblet, you get 4% of your max health. So naturally, you're going to get back more than you actually use, as well as building a Spirit Visage on him is pretty good because it makes his sustain even better, and you can spam your skills pretty much all the time. And they both, one thing that separates them a lot is that Aatrox is a bit more fighter based, while Zach is a bit more tank initiator based. But that doesn't mean that Aatrox can't be a tank initiator. And that's kind of what I saw with Kiwi Kid's style of play there, is while he did build a little bit of damage, in fact he rushed a Zephyr, which I don't really agree with, but I'm not a pro player, but I did see on Twitter Mega Zero and saying it wasn't the best choice. And just watch this fight. This is what separates Zach from Aatrox here. Look how low I get here, and then Malphite just runs out of resources to kill me, and I'm able to get him. I even had my passive up, so even if somehow, you know, Malphite was able to kill me, like let's say he had Ignite instead of Teleport, he most definitely would have been able to kill me there, because I was so low when I started the fight. My passive still would have kicked in, and maybe Malphite would have ran away, but if he kept fighting, he definitely would have died, so I wouldn't have died. That's like the bottom line there. And so having a passive like that is really, really, really good, because it allows you to make plays like you saw earlier with the Lee Sin. I tower dove him. I took two turret shots, and it would have killed me if I was majority of other champions, but it didn't, so that was really cool. And I make a few misplays here. I could have hit the tower, I could have hit my skill shot, and I might have been able to save the Ahri, but I didn't. And so while I do get a super good score this game, I still make plenty of mistakes, and this is, you know, it's kind of eye-opening watching a gameplay where you do incredibly well, just because you know, you look back and you're like, wow, I absolutely dominated this game. Like the file name for this game type, or this game, was even called Aatrox Dominates Malphite. And while I did do incredibly well, I still made a lot of mistakes that are like prominent. I'm sure I made even more like tiny mistakes that would just kind of refine my playstyle. But oh, this is a really nice part here. So Ahri is fighting for her life, and I'm just, you know, jumping in, throwing the Blades of Torments out, throwing out my auto attacks, saying, no, get off my Ahri, and I end up saving the Ahri, and then I'm like, screw you, Lee Sin, you don't want to fight? I'll just steal your red buff. What you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do nothing, because he gets CC'd by Karma. Ahri's staying around because she ain't scared of nobody, and I actually end up picking up the red buff. Then I clear it so I can get the timer on it, and then I go back to farming, because if you look at my farm right now, I've got, I'm about to have, I have 149 farm at 16 minutes, which is pretty good with 6 kills. And right here, again, I get caught out, but because of Aatrox's super good passive, I'm actually able to get away here. Lee Sin got a little scared, you know, because he was pretty low, and so they popped me, and they already used the ultimate from Lux, so there wasn't a whole lot of long-range way to get me. And so I was able to get away from that. And, you know, sometimes you kind of get forgiven there. And so right here, Malphite, you know, he's 1-3, I'm 6-0. There, you know how this fight's gonna go. But Malphite does, you know, put up a pretty valiant effort. Right here, I threw the Blades of Torment over, hoping I wouldn't have to flash for the kill. But in the end, you know, you just got to get the kill. So I Q over him, which was a little bit of a oversight in my opinion, or you know, in the situation, but it ended up kind of pinning him off. While it wasn't the most effective way to do it, it ended up getting the job done. And so here, same exact situation. I get caught out because, you know, I'm not paying attention to the wards that we have, but I don't have my passive at this time, so I'm actually gonna die after Lee Sin flashes and uses his Dragon Rage, you know, his ultimate, whatever, and gets the kill on me, shutting me down and giving them quite a lot of gold. And I go back, and you can see my build here. I've got a Zephyr, I've got a Hex Drinker, I've got a Brutalizer, Giant's Belt, Boots 1, and a Bilgewater Cutlass, which of course I'm going to be building into a Blade of the Rune King, because Blade of the Rune King is honestly one of the best items, if not the best item you can build on Aatrox, just because it synergizes perfectly with his kit. It gives him attack speed, which is really, really good on Aatrox because it allows you to use your W more often because it's every third attack. And you know, he is an auto attack based champion. His ultimate gives him more attack speed, and it also gives him lifesteal, which if you watch Aatrox's W, gives him more health gain back if he's below 50% health, which can get a little ridiculous once it's maxed. As well as his ultimate gives him a burst of attack speed and attack range, so it's all about really just life stealing as much as you can. Hydra's pretty good on him. I could definitely see the argument for it, but like if you have to choose between Blade of the Rune King and Hydra, most of the time I find myself wanting to pick Blade of the Rune King, as well as it does give him a little bit of attack damage, which is nice, you know, but it's definitely the least important part of it. And the active is incredibly good for being able to just kind of stay on a target or get a last minute refresh of health if you do get almost bursted there. And little Sona here gets caught out. My reflexes are straight, you know, NALCS right there. I was just like, oh man, look at this Sona. Got him, coach. And then, you know, I just end up taking him out. And so at this point, you know, I'm 11 kills, 1 death, 4 assists. I'm not the only one doing really well on my team. You know, Zach's doing well on our team. Ari's doing well on the team. Graves is doing, you know, pretty well on the team. He's not, you know, snowballing or anything like that, but at this point that's completely fine because the other 2 carries on the team are really picking up a lot of kills here and a lot of farm. And again, like if you look at my farm, it's fallen off just a little tiny bit, but still having 200 farm at 22 minutes is pretty dang nice. And most of the clips where you see me speeding through or skipping through, it's usually me just either farming jungle camps or farming lane. Like I literally farm so much as Aatrox, and if you look at my attack speed, you can see why. Like I can literally just come on, I can jump in, E, and start auto-attacking, and I can get creeps here. And so right here, I try and be a hero. I kind of overjudged my strength here, and I thought, you know, let's test it out. Let's see what I can do here, because I wanted to see if there was any way I could save Zach. But it turns out I didn't quite have the strength to. I think if maybe I would have hit the Q a little better there, I could have maybe picked up a kill. Maybe I should have focused Sona there, but either way, I had the flash, so I knew it wasn't completely dangerous to do. And Scumbag R8 kills him too fast, so I can't even get an assist, but that's okay. Malphite decides to give me a kill. I activate my ultimate, give me some extra attack speed and attack range, as well as doing some magic damage, which brings me to a small point here. If you're in lane and you're laning against someone who builds a lot of armor, since you are an attack speed based champion, someone who builds a lot of armor like Malphite, maxing your E is super good because it actually does magic damage. So you can poke. If you saw early in the game, you can go back to the beginning of the video. I was constantly poking Malphite, trying as often as I could to poke him before his shield refreshes, because if you're just poking at his shield, it's not really that effective to him, and you're just killing nothing. You know, it's just shield that's going to come back later. But if you break the outer shell and then keep killing it, that's really good. Sona hits a pretty good ultimate here. Zach's activated the less bounce, ends up doing a ton of damage before he gets away, and the fight is on. Aatrox incredibly excels at smaller base skirmishes. He's kind of, think of like Tryndamere, where in a 5-on-5 Tryndamere can definitely get pooped on, but in a small skirmish, if he's allowed to go wild, like, you can't stop him. And that's the cool thing about Aatrox, is if you get late enough into a fight where everyone's used their major CCs, you're not gonna die. Like, the way they made his kit was that you have to burst him instantly, and then they even gave you a little bit of a failsafe through your passive, where if you do get bursted, you can still come back, and hopefully they've burned most of their cooldowns here. And we weren't able to end the game there, so we decided to just go kind of the safe route. We are up 20,000 gold at this point. You know, we're up like 30 kills. There's no way we're going to lose this game, so we want to go ahead and go get Baron to give ourselves basically a 30,000 gold lead. The stats from Baron, as well as the little bit of gold from Baron, allow us to do that. So we clear out these towers, basically just guarantee a victory here. And at this point, we're just kind of going to push to win the game. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this Aatrox ranked. It was pretty much well, I mean, it was 100% a stomp, but I know you guys really wanted some Aatrox gameplay, so I figured I'd put this up here. This is probably my like 7th or 8th game as Aatrox. I haven't played a lot of Aatrox, but if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to help me out here and leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. I read all my comments and try and get back to them in the first couple days or week that the video is posted. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning. Hey guys, I really do hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did and you want to support me, maybe talk to me, whatever, get in touch with the old DoubleWinning. Go to twitter.com/DoubleWinning and facebook.com/DoubleWinning, and either like me there or follow me there. I think I've hit my cap on friends on League of Legends. I've been having to like delete people to add people I need to, so I might be going through a purge pretty soon. So that means like I'll have to be deleting a lot of people, and I can't recognize all the names there. So if you still want to be in contact with me, the best way would be to either follow me on Twitter or like me on Facebook. If you look on my Twitter, like people, especially this guy, what a cool guy. People message me on Twitter and I get back to them basically every single time. Like I would say 95% of the time. Because it's an easiest way for me. I can do it on my phone, I can do it wherever I am. It's just an easy way for me to talk to you guys, and I really do appreciate that because, sometimes you guys message me on League and you just say, hi. It's like, I'm sorry, dude, I got stuff to do, like, I can't just sit, like, if you have a question, any specific questions, definitely you can ask them, but it is just easier to contact me on Facebook or Twitter. I always get back to those. again, guys, I really do appreciate all the support you've given me. We've got some big news coming up, and you guys should look forward to that.